Happy Wednesday to everybody. Hopefully we're having a good week so far. Today we are reading once again through One Day in the Desert by Jean Craighead George. Today we are on chapter 4 and it is a short one. So pay attention through this video and afterwards you'll have 5 to 10 questions to answer in response to what is happening in this chapter. Okay? Without further ado, let us begin. Chapter 4. At 12:30 p.m., a desert tortoise, who was protected from the heat by 2 unusually thick shells of bone, went on eating the fruit of a prickly pear cactus. He was never thirsty. The moisture from the plants he ate was stored in his enormous bladder, a reservoir of pure water that desert tortoises have devised over the ages to adapt themselves to the dry heat. The water cools the reptiles on the hottest days, and it refreshes them on their driest. So, in the last video, I mentioned that after we're done reading through this book, there will be a small project in which we have to talk about how animals adapt to living in the desert. More details will come on this, but right there is some very good evidence of how desert tortoises survive in the hot, dry heat of the Sonoran Desert. By this time, the temperature reached 117 degrees Fahrenheit. We've gotten quite hot from the start of the day in chapter 1. Might be a math problem. At last the tortoise felt warm. He turned around and pushed up on his toes. On his short legs, he walked to his burrow under the Palo Verde bushes, where the peccaries hunched, their eyes focused on the lion. Inside his burrow, the tortoise came upon a cottontail rabbit who had taken refuge there out of the hot sun. The tortoise could not go on. The heat poured in, and to lower the temperature, he plugged up the entrance with his back feet. On the ceiling above his head clung spiny-tailed lizards and a Texas banded gecko, reptiles who usually like the heat. But at 12:30 p.m. on July 10th, they sought the protection of the tortoise's burrow. The temperature rose 1 more degree. A cactus wren who had sung at dawn slipped into her nest in a teddy bear cactus at the edge of a Palo Verde thicket. She opened her beak to release heat. So birds, along with creating dead air by holding up their wings, open their mouths, and all the heat in their body escapes their mouths so that they can cool off. Neat adaptation. The peccaries heard soft sounds like rain falling. Hundreds of small lizards who usually hunted the leaves of the Palo Verde, even on the hottest days, could no longer endure the high temperature. They were dropping to the ground and seeking shelter under sticks and stones. A kangaroo rat was in her labyrinth under the leafless pencil-like ocotillo plants. She awakened when the temperature reached 119 degrees Fahrenheit, or 47.3 degrees Celsius. Her bedroom near the surface of the desert floor had become uncomfortably hot. Her body was drying out. She scurried along a tunnel, turned a corner, and ran down a slope toward a room under the giant saguaro cactus. She paused at her pantry to eat seeds of the mesquite tree before retiring to the cool, deep chamber. While she slept, her internal system converted the starch of the seeds into water and revived her dry body. We've seen examples of this before. Creatures living in the desert, they eat things that are full of water or full of starches, and those nutrients help the animals to cool down. And with that, that does conclude chapter 4. I told you it was a short one, but after reading through this chapter, there are 5 to 10 questions for you to answer in Google Classroom. Do your best, work through them, and yes, even if you get them wrong, it is perfectly okay. You are learning. We don't learn by being perfect, we learn through making mistakes. With that being said, you stay awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.